So welcome back. We are testing another recipe out of Sam Turnbull's Fuss-Free Vegan 101 Everyday Comfort Foods or Food Favorites Veganized. So we are going to make the cutest mini mushroom sliders. So we're not going to cut them out. We're going to cut the stems off so that they're kind of level to the bottom of the mushroom. There we go. Sorry about that, folks.
Okay, well that one came out.
Alright, so we've already washed our mushrooms. We've got them cut. So the stems are off the bottom so that they'll sit more level to your bun. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make the marinade. So because she does have her own cookbook, which is a very reasonable price for 101 recipes of $25 that you can buy off Amazon. And she also does have her own cooking show where she shows you how to make the recipes. She also has her own blog where you can get recipes emailed to your email that you can try out. We're not going to give you the measurements because that would kind of take away from her own cookbook, because then you may not buy the cookbook and just follow the recipes that we're doing. So we're just going to be testing out like 5 or 6 different recipes just to see if the veganized recipes are actually as good or almost as good as the ones with meat in them, because a lot of people, when you think of vegan, you think of recipes that aren't very good, and she's gone out of her way to make sure that the recipes that she has in her cookbook are very close to their counterparts with meat. So we're not going to give any measurements. We are going to say what's in them, but we're not going to give any measurements on stuff. So we are going to make the marinade now so that we could put the mushrooms into them. Alright, so we're going to put in the olive oil.
And we're gonna put it into this so then we can
So that we can have our mushrooms sitting there in the marinade, because they need to sit for about half an hour.
to 2 days.
But they can sit in there for up to 2 days if you want. You can also do this either in a bowl or in a plastic bag.
We're not gonna use a plastic bag just because we want to stick in there.
It's a little bit more environmentally friendly not to use a plastic bag, because chances are is you're going to be throwing it out afterwards. So we're going to put in some soy sauce.
And if you make these, then it can also be meals for you throughout the week. It's a very weird marinating, if I will say so myself.
Okay, so we got some balsamic vinegar going in. Sorry, balsamic vinegar.
Okay, now we're going to add the hot part, the liquid smoke.
It's not the hot part, though.
Oh.
Liquid smoke is not hot.
Oh. Well,
It just gives it a more meat flavor. Okay. And then we're going to put in some garlic powder.
oh yeah, that does smell really meaty after I try to wash it out.
And we're going to put in some black pepper. Already smells so good. Alright, so now we're going to mix it up.
With the spawn.
Now, you're not going to be able to mix the oil and the vinegar very well because they don't mix very well in general. So So we're just going to make sure that we get all the powders and stuff and the liquid smoke mixed in as well as we can anyways. And then we're just going to put our mushrooms in there.
Look, it fit all the way perfectly.
Flip them around. Gonna get all coated.
And our ice cream isn't ready yet, so we put it in the deep freeze. Wow, you're really marinating them.
Alright, so there we go. They are all nicely coated in the sauce. So we are going to put those into the fridge for about 30 minutes and then we'll be right back so that we can cook those up. Alright, so now we're back. Our mushrooms have been sitting in the fridge now in their marinade for about 45 minutes to an hour. Our oven is preheated. So we're going to put them onto the baking sheet now. We put parchment on there just because we didn't want anything on any of the marinade kind of baking itself to the sheet. So when you're getting mushrooms, you want to try and use larger mushrooms just so that they'll fit a little bit better on the size of your bun. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put the rest of the marinade and kind of drizzle it on top of each one a little bit.
And then
there we go. So now we're going to pop that into the oven.
for 20.
We're going to put it in for about 20-25 minutes and we're going to flip it halfway through. So at about 10-12 minutes, we are going to flip the mushrooms over so the tops are on the bottom. And we can just pop this in here because the pan itself is cold. There we are. Okay, so we're going to put 12 minutes on the clock. And there we go. And we will be back when that is done.
Bye.
Alright, so we're all done cooking our mushrooms up for our mini mushroom sliders. So Belle is just putting them all together. They shrunk down a little bit.
It's a little thicker one. Stay.
Not sure if there's more tomato than there is mushroom on some of these. Although she has taste tested and apparently they taste pretty good.
That one was in the oil, so it's a little.
How many tomatoes did you use up, Belle?
8.
I said how many tomatoes, not slices.
1.5.
Alright, so we're just going to put all the tops on these. Okay, we're going to get out a couple of plates. And there we go. We have our mini mushroom sliders here.
Because a little bit came off in the fork, and I tried it, and it was actually really good.
So take a bite, Belle. How is that? Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there we go. That's everything for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.